What's the best pasta in history?
Let's talk about that. Good mythical morning.
Okay, before we begin, we would like to congratulate you on making it through 5 days of celibacy week.
Yes.
We know it's been hard.
Yep. And we know you haven't done anything about how hard it's been.
That's right.
You've only got 2 more days to go. So, for the sake of your future children, who will not have a birthday between Christmas and New Year's, the worst time to be born, keep on not doing it.
And since you won't have us by your side to get you over that final hump this weekend, we have put together a little something for you to keep in mind the next time you have the urge for a little animal style in and out, am I right? Ooh, roll that anti-horny footage.
Don't look away. Don't look away.
Yep. Straight up the nostrils.
Yep. She's contagious.
That is turds?
I hope not.
Or something it threw up?
I think it's hairball.
Okay. That is very sad.
Gosh. Oh no. No.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Rats. Yep, rats going around. Oh, rat! It's you!
Okay.
It looks like it's been AI airbrushed. What? Hold on.
Oh no, I mean.
I look cool. That's cool, former me. I'm sure there was somebody who would have liked to have, rattled them bones.
You guys may have, you may have sent people in the wrong direction there.
Those 2 guys were very virgin.
Hey, listen, if you could have seen.
That's true.
I had a gold chain with a basketball hoop on it. Underneath that collar.
Just stay strong.
If you had seen that.
Let's talk about pasta.
Okay.
Its origins trace back thousands of years, but when did pasta peak? Or has it even peaked yet?
That is an excellent question and one we intend to answer. It's time for A Taste as Old as Time, Pasta Edition.
Even though we're, of course, experts on all things culinary, it would be nice to have another brain around. Some sort of, say, historical tour guide to explain all of this to us.
Gentlemen, I shall be piloting our proverbial DeLorean through this historical journey. I've never seen Back to the Future, but I understand that's the car they drove in it.
Yes.
I've heard it too.
Okay, let's talk about that later.
So these are actually the first ever noodles in history, or at least one Chinese archaeological dig team believes. They found 4,000-year-old evidence inside an overturned clay pot in Lajia, that's in northwest China. These are plain millet noodles. So rice and wheat were not cultivated in China till about 2,500 years ago. So these are over 1,000 years before that. Now, millet doesn't have any gluten, so using primitive tools to create these noodles would have been incredibly labor intensive. Wow. And they might actually be tough. They're known as iron wire noodles in modern day China.
Iron wire noodles.
Enjoy.
Millet. Millet, he says.
Are we supposed to be following you, tour guide, over there?
Yeah, come
you don't
on.
Have a flag.
The Algerians are after me? What happens in that movie? Libyans. They're Libyans.
Yeah, Libyans.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know the references.
We should watch it later. There's multiple ones.
Big Crispin Glover guy.
So we have acquired millet, and this has been made.
Where does one get millet?
Internet.
It tastes good.
It's got an interesting, all on its own. And you typically just don't eat pasta with nothing on it.
Right, it could use something.
But it's kind of a pleasing texture.
You know what it reminds me of? Christy started getting that protein noodle stuff. I don't know, made out of peas or something. I don't know.
It's a huge bummer.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
That's okay. No, I'm sad if you have to eat it.
Oh. Yeah. They're not nearly.
It just tastes different. And I'm like, I know it tastes different, but I'm not going to say anything. Maybe you should.
I'll text her.
Can you talk to his wife for him?
I do all the time.
About, yeah, feel free.
I can imagine it's going to get better from here.
Josh?
That's all I'm going to say.
So the top is number 1. It's definitely the best we've had so far, but I think it's going to probably go down 4 or 5.
I think it's going to be the worst. That's my guess.
We'll put it at 5.
But imagine you're a 4,000-year-old peasant.
Oh, I would be so into it.
See?
Just put it at the bottom.
Put it at 5.
Put it at the bottom. It's going to get better than technology, man. You know? Mm-hmm. You know, at the time that this pasta was being made, the world population was had doubled from 7 to 4 million people over that 1,000-year period. That's like just as many people as there are in Los Angeles. That was just the world population.
The way you said it made it sound like it decreased from 7 to 4, but I understand.
14.
Oh.
Doubled.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
The Trader Joe's parking lots probably weren't as crowded as they are in LA.
Not at all.
Although this might look familiar like lasagna, this is an
does.
early prototype. It's called patina apiciana. We're taking this from the cookbook De Re Coquinaria, written by Marcus Gavius Apicius in the 4th century BC. A lot of people consider it to be history's first cookbook, but obviously the tomato was not in the Roman area until
I'm
about
good with that.
1,500 years later. And so you'll love this sauce better. It's made with sow's belly, boiled raisin wine, and the breast of a fig pecker, or a thrush, as they say.
A fig pecker?
A fig pecker.
It's got the breast of a fig pecker in it?
It's probably got a couple fig pecker breasts because they're real small.
We have acquired fig peckers?
Yep. You want to know where you get it?
This?
Internet. The internet, man. It's done good and bad in the world. You can get fig peckers.
Brown lasagna.
Please
That
enjoy.
thing that you said about the belly, that scared me.
Well, it's just pork belly.
Is
It's
it?
a sow's belly. It's not bad.
Not bad.
You know, during this time, children played with balls made from tied up rags or blown up pig splatters.
Don't talk more about pigs and their bladders.
But they were just playing games with them.
Okay. This makes me feel Roman.
This was also the time of the invention of the donkey-powered mill.
You don't say.
Yeah.
I was always wondering, wishing someone would tell me when the donkey-powered mill came about.
Some people might call it the ass-powered mill. You know. I'm going back in. So,
It's
what is the
good.
pancake pasta made from?
It's hearty.
So it is just made with wheat and water. Sometimes eggs were also used, but throughout history, you do see people grinding grains into flour and then mixing with water in various ways. So it almost brings up the question of like, what exactly is a noodle and what is pasta? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do.
blurred lines.
I don't like it, but I like it more than this plain pasta. Like if I'm just thinking about if I had to like make a meal or something, you know?
Yeah.
It's definitely not bad.
Well, let's put this one up.
One up from there?
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna need to shuffle those around.
Okay. But we're, you know, slowly improving with time.
That's the assumption. What's gonna come along and be worse?
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump to the Renaissance period in Italy right now, specifically Sicily. So Sicily was under like Muslim Arab occupation for a very, very long time, and you see a lot of those influences in specifically Sicilian cuisine. That's why we have an early prototype of ravioli here, which likely came from an Arabic world dish called sambusa. If you've heard of samosas, all coming from the same root word.
Samosas?
Yeah, or like samosas, sambusa,
yes.
like they all have somewhat the same.
Some.
Yeah, it's just a nice little filled pastry dish. And so here we have like an early version of tortellini, which kind of gave rise to a lot of different filled pastas. The recipe specifically we're using is from a 1570 cookbook called Opera. This has bone marrow and raisins sitting in a lovely broth.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what's on the inside is bone marrow and raisins?
Also just filled with meat as well.
Oh.
Yeah.
That is rich and aromatic.
Yeah, you see a lot of warm spices used specifically in Sicilian cuisine, so
And
you're going to get a little
sweet.
bit of cinnamon in there, yeah.
Yeah, I could. This is the first one that I'm like,
Interesting.
I could imagine this being at some restaurant somewhere. It's a little bit different. It's a little bit unexpected. The waiter would be like, let me tell you about that one. You know what I'm
Before
saying?
you
Like when
order
you
it.
order, he's like, let me tell you about that one.
Yeah.
That's a riff on a Renaissance dish.
Josh, as we've said, this right here is modern day restaurant quality with caveats,
Yep.
which makes me start to think,
You want to skip a space?
I think we need to skip a space.
But here's the thing that's going to happen, Link. I believe at some point we're going to get tomato sauce. And I know you don't like tomatoes, but you like tomato sauce. And I think that tomato sauce, if that's what's coming, I think it's going to be really good. But we can always switch it.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll give Josh something to do.
Yeah, put it up higher, Josh.
Yeah, don't put it all the way. 16th century. skipping a space.
Oh, look what we did. You see these awesome mythical shirts we're wearing?
Check out these sick designs.
We partner with our friends over at Zoomies to bring all these exclusive tees from the Mythical merch archive. Go to mythical.com/Zoomies for more information and to find a store near you.
We are fast forwarding all the way to the early 1900s in America. This is a spaghetti and meatballs. This is a dish that flat out does not exist in Italy. And the reasons it does exist in America is because we were simply the land of beef throughout the 1800s. And so Italian American communities, specifically in New York, started feeding their children a lot more beef. And so their families could make bigger meatballs. Meatballs exist in Italy, polpette, but they are significantly smaller. And so they started putting them on pasta in America, and beef consumption was actually spurred by the 1906 Pure Food and Drug Act, which, as we all know, was incidental of Upton Sinclair's 1906 opus, The Jungle.
Okay.
Yeah, all of us know.
Yeah.
So was that like, what was the slogan? Just say no to pure drugs and food?
No, they wanted the food to be more pure. Upton Sinclair, 1906, he
And the
writes about
drugs?
the Chicago stockyards and how abhorrent the meat raising conditions were. And
Of
so
course.
then the Roosevelt administration was like, we need to actually inspect the meat to make sure it's... And his point is Americans ate a lot more beef after that, especially. And so this dish only continued to become more popular.
Because they had confidence.
They really did. They really did.
Oh, God.
I also have confidence that this is amazing.
Oh, gosh. This is like so many steps up. The meat and the tomato sauce
Good gracious. Good gracious.
and the nature of the pasta.
Yeah, canning tomatoes also became a lot more popular because canned foods really weren't around until the late 1800s. And so this made it really easy for all Americans to cook in their home as well.
Now, something to consider about this. Around the time that this was being introduced, we had put the children back to work in the factories. But we let the women vote.
There you go. Tit for tat.
And when I say we, I don't mean we didn't have anything to do with it.
Yeah, we weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
We weren't there for it.
I'm just saying, we as humans.
Which
But,
one?
but
didn't
we
you
would have been
want-
right for it.
Which
right
one
there.
didn't you want to happen?
Well, I wanted both of them to happen.
Okay.
Right. Well, we let the women vote, and then the women were like,
They decided to put the
they
children to
decided
work.
to get the children out of
Yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
workforce.
Right. So we want to do whatever the women want.
Kids have a right to work, man. That's all I'm saying.
I made a mess. I'm sorry. We'll get the kids to pick that up.
Is this the pinnacle? In the same century as the Titanic, the NFL, the Great Gatsby.
I mean, this is the best pasta that I've had today, and the best pasta that I've had in weeks, I think.
Number one, baby.
Put it at the top, Josh.
Number one.
Put it at the top.
Could anything topple that?
Well, we're going to find out in just a second.
For this final round, we have asked Josh in the Mythical Kitchen to go into the future, to prognosticate
Oh, good word.
what
Great word.
the future of pasta will be.
Great pronunciation on pasta as well. What I have for you today, gentlemen, this is lorcha alla vodka. Penne alla vodka, invented in either the 1970s or 1980s, depending on who you ask, I believe is the apotheosis of pasta. I think that is the most popular a pasta dish will ever become. One of the hardest reservations to get right now in Los Angeles is a place called Pizza Palace. Their main dish is...
Been there.
Do you have the Malay rigatoni, the Indian flavored rigatoni alla vodka?
I did, because that was a specialty.
That is the specialty. That's what people go there for. So I think we are going to start searching the rest of the globe to find out which country we can now add to penne alla vodka, which is how we end up in Cambodia, which has some of the world's best spices. So there's kompot peppercorn in here, one of the world's most prized peppercorns, one of my favorite ingredients on the planet. These are lort cha noodles. They're called rice pin noodles. So you see they're kind of like thinner at one end and thicker on the other.
Yes, let's pull one of the.
they're stir-fried with
and
the
they're
vodka
short.
sauce.
I
They're
thought I
short.
thought it was like pieces of onion.
No. So those are the actual noodles. Then we have burrata with Thai bird's eye chilies
burrata.
on top, a little bit of makrut lime leaf, tamarind, shallot, cinnamon, and galangal, which is like ginger's funkier cousin. Please enjoy.
Okay.
Not gonna lie,
Move
this
over,
one was just
Ginger.
for me. This one was for me. I wanted this to happen, and I'm very glad that we did. Can I have a bite? Thanks, man. I guess I'm doing this now.
Oh, man.
Double
Yeah.
forking it
Get a lot.
right over where I'm making a fork.
I ate 3 rice pin noodles without chewing. They just went right down.
Oh, dude.
They're slidey.
And that,
Wow.
the spice, Those peppercorns,
And the
There's
burrata.
Tim Tebow in here real quick.
those peppercorns are really nice.
Compote pepper. I'm telling you, Cambodian food is one of my favorite things in the entire world.
Okay, there's a couple other things to consider about 2026, okay? This is just a year from now. But I want to let you know, Elvis will be found alive in Tampa. and if that's going to happen, that might impact the way you think about it.
It's
really
fresh.
nice.
It's different. I mean, all right, get over there because we're about to
All right,
hand
I'm
it to
coming.
you, and you got to be over there.
Hold on one sec, buddy.
Well, we're gonna hand it to you, and you can
know.
keep eating it. But the question is, where does it go? I mean, 16th century. We know we're
Move
moving that
16th
down.
century down. There's no question.
You might as well.
It's whether or not, what are you calling this?
Lord Cha a la vodka.
That, Lord Cha, a la vodka. Is it the pasta of the future? Is it the best pasta in history?
This is so much closer than the last time we did this with the burger, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, I really phoned it in on the burger. Did a much better job this time.
Well, it's just
It
hard.
wasn't that.
Like
It
the
was just-
smash
the
burger
smash
is
burger.
just so hard to beat.
I'm on the fence, but it's meatless, and I just love meatballs so much.
I think if we're prognosticating, as you like to say, into the future, I think
Yeah.
meat is going to become a lot more scarce in a way. It's already becoming a lot more expensive.
That's true.
Due to drought and climate
Which is
change.
why we
So,
got to keep it at #1 for now.
like
It
I
won't be
agree.
here forever.
So we can remember
And
how
I think
good
there's
it
something
was.
beautiful about that.
Remember the
part of
meat
history.
days.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throw it at #2 because we got to enjoy it while it's here.
Like a full pound of meat on
Yeah.
the spaghetti. That's not normal, man.
So there you have it. Spaghetti and meatballs, the pasta of the 20th century is officially history's greatest pasta.
Great work, Josh, Lily. Thank you so much. Before we go, we want to announce that our spring break starts next week. So for the next 3 weeks,
Yes.
we won't be releasing episodes on Tuesday, Thursday. But let me put that in a positive light.
Yeah. you
For
could've
the
just
next
started
3
with that.
weeks, we will have brand spanking new episodes on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Okay? Deal?
Yeah. So be here on Monday for the start of that. And of course, be back here tomorrow for another new episode of Good Mythical Weekend.
Thanks for commenting and sharing this video.
You know what time it is.
Hi, I'm Mick.
I'm Emily.
I'm Colin.
And we just did a macaroni and cheese taste test.
And now it's time to spin the wheel of mythicality.
Raising them right.
Go fam.
Click the top link to see how many pastas we can name.
And to find out where the Wheel of Mythicality is gonna land.
We're IRL with exclusive gear and select Zoomies stores. For more info and to find a store near you, go to mythical.com/Zoomies.